I am very happy to be here as part of Radio Vision as a health expert. I am from Halo Health International, based in Cherry Hill. We help educate, empower, and engage your patients to help them live better. Today, I'm very excited because I have Glenn Gruby from the Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute, based in Cherry Hill, and he's going to talk about a lot of interesting things today. Good morning, Glenn.
Morning, Jim.
So the first thing I wanted to talk to you about was, tell me about your name. A lot of words. What do they all mean?
My business name, I assume, right?
Yes.
Yes. Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute. So it's a name that I made to combine a couple of things that I do. Acupuncture, I'm trained as a licensed acupuncturist, Chinese medicine. But I have a science background. Before that, I used to be an engineer. And I really look at the way medicine is changing in a modern sense. So functional medicine, which I guess we'll talk about a little bit, is a type of medicine where we look at root causes of what's making people sick, chronic disease, which is a big problem in America. So I use elements of functional medicine and acupuncture and Chinese medicine, combine them all together to help people with their chronic illnesses.
Okay, so let's dumb it down. Right, functional medicine, root cause. What do you really do?
So what we do is we take people that are having chronic diseases,
Like?
things like autoimmune diseases, thyroid, digestive. Everybody has digestive troubles today, chronic headaches, and we try to find out why they're having those problems.
Okay, so if I woke up and I said, I don't feel great today, I'm sluggish, I'm this, I'm that, I don't know what's wrong with me, that could be a thyroid issue?
Definitely could, yeah, definitely, because every cell in your body really needs thyroid hormone to work well. So you could have brain problems, you could have fatigue, that can be caused by a thyroid issue.
Okay.
So in Chinese medicine, we have our own language, specific to how it was developed 2,000 years ago to explain those things, but in a modern term, it's hard for people to understand. So we would look at, what's causing that thyroid problem, and it could be that you have a food sensitivity, it could be that you have a gut infection, it could be that you have some hormonal imbalance, but it's more than just giving a medicine to regulate the thyroid or make your headache go away. It's trying to prevent it from happening in the first place.
So you're trying to improve body function? Is that where kind of the
Absolutely.
functional medicine comes from?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really the function of the body, what is causing the imbalances that are causing people to feel so sick.
Right. And are you treating the full person? Are you treating, like, say, one system? Do you try to do a combination of both?
So,
how do you treat?
Yeah, I kind of explain this to people in a model that I have called the 6 Pillars of Health, where we're looking at not just, why do they have a symptom? They have a headache, so let's treat the head, or they have a stomach ache, so let's give a medicine to help them have less stomach pain or go to the bathroom easier. We want to know why. So that could be because they have, imbalances in their brain function. They could have imbalances in their gut. They could have too much stress. They could have foods that they're, not doing well with. Gluten might be an example. You hear a lot about gluten-free these days. That causes a lot of people to be sick, and it causes, or I should say, it allows autoimmune disease where your body is attacking itself, making yourself sick. It allows that to occur. So we want to identify all of those things that may be affecting a person and make them, either eliminate them or adjust for them to make the person function better.
Okay, and how do you find out? So I call up the office, right, Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute in Cherry Hill, and I speak to the receptionist and I say, I need to make an appointment with Glenn. I don't feel well. Then what?
So I'll usually make an assessment of how deep, how much we need to go into a kind of a diagnostic thing, but we will use our traditional, Chinese diagnosis, which do not involve testing, but looking at, things like their pulse, looking at their tongue. These are traditional diagnostic methods. Looking at the state of the energetics from a Chinese medicine standpoint. But also, from a functional medicine standpoint, we may want to ask them to go to their doctor and get a full thyroid test. We may ask them to get a gut test, which means it's a stool test where we want to see, do they have any infections that haven't been diagnosed?
Okay.
Very common for that to happen. We may want to look at, do they have a food sensitivity, and that would involve doing a blood test to detect are there any foods that their body is actually reacting to, and that can be causing, sometimes that alone is causing their headaches or their pain.
Right.
And by identifying those things and then perhaps eliminating them, we may put people on an elimination diet to help with that. They may have a lot of inflammation that needs to be worked on with diet.
So functional medicine and functional health focuses a lot on counseling and the person's basic
We want
function
people,
of the
we
lifestyle.
want people to understand why that I tell people we want to put them in charge of their own health and makes them understand that it's not just, oh, you're getting old. A lot of people told by their doctors, you're getting old, what do you expect? Of course you're going to have pain. Of course you can't remember anything. It's really not true. It's something causing that to happen. So we want to help people understand that and then identify those things.
Right. So one of the things that you and I were talking about was you care, right? So typically when you go see a doctor, the doctor's rushed. They see you for about 5 seconds and they move on to the next person. Functional health is very different in that way, correct?
Well, we can't identify what we call a root cause, which means we can't identify the cause of someone's illness in 5 minutes. You can, identify maybe that someone has a bacterial infection and give them an antibiotic. You can identify, okay, you have high cholesterol and give them a cholesterol drug. You cannot identify why they have that in 5 minutes. So it's really more of a lengthier process, and people may come in, may need an hour, may need 90 minutes to sit and go over an extensive history with them, have a 35-page intake. We go through all their body systems to identify these areas. Do they have problems in the way they handle stress? Do they have problems with their gut? Do they have problems that are causing their memory to be bad, or their brain function, they're causing brain fog, their fatigue, their liver function in terms of can their body handle all the toxins? That's a big problem, is toxins in the environment. But to understand those things takes time.
Right.
So usually it's first visit's an hour to 90-minute visit.
So they really get to tell their story.
Yeah, actually the second page of my intake says, what's your story? It's a full page, and people, I want to know their whole history from when they were kids. Some of these things start from when you're a kid, and
right.
your imbalances start way back then. So we need to know that to be able to really identify why they're on the path they are and make adjustments to try to help them be healthier.
Okay. And one of the things that we were talking about earlier, we'll continue, is the end acupuncture, right? Because we have the functional health part, which we covered in our first segment. The next segment we'll talk about end acupuncture, and then we'll bring it all together. So you're with Glenn Gruby, who is the owner of the Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute in Cherry Hill, and I'm Jim Cucinato with Radio Vision. We'll see you soon.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Saving your business money is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point of sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic payments to merchants locally and nationwide through our preferred vendor programs. We work to keep business costs down with a comprehensive suite of quality products, services, and customized credit card processing programs exclusively tailored for your company. TCS is convenient, reliable, and innovative, with customer service available 24/7, 365 days a year. Our in-depth industry knowledge, partnership strategy, and innovative processing solutions allow for a specialized approach to providing merchant bank processing with 100% full fee disclosure. TCS is one-stop shopping for all your merchant services solutions. Our clients save money 100% of the time. Trust Tanker Consulting Services, the knowledgeable, professional, and friendly provider of secure payment services. We set the standard by which others are measured. Call now for a free written analysis. 609-922-0201.
Uchinada. I am with Halo Health International, and I'm here today with Glenn Gruby, who is the proprietor of the Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute in Cherry Hill. We started our first segment talking about functional health and what it is, and we learned a lot of interesting things, right? We learned that it's focused on you. We learned that you get to tell your story, and we learned that you figure out what's wrong with them.
Yep.
We also learned about it's test-based as well as Chinese medicine-based. But one of the things that's interesting is the name of your company is Functional Health and Acupuncture. So tell me about acupuncture. The only thing I know really about acupuncture is what I see in the cartoons where they get the tube and all the needles kind of hit everybody.
All the water comes out of you, right?
Exactly.
And you're leaking. Acupuncture is an old system. It's 2,500 years old, from China. It's really Chinese medicine. So acupuncture and herbology and dietary therapy is really part of the whole medicine. But people know in the West acupuncture.
Right.
Okay, some of the licenses are just acupuncture. So what acupuncture is a complete system of medicine that helps to rebalance the body from an energetic standpoint, from a structural standpoint, helps the body to produce its own healing chemicals, helps to reduce pain, helps to relax, tighten muscles, shorten muscles, and improve function. But what we do, the actual why of it, or how of it, so we use needles. They're very fine needles, thinner, about as thin as a horse hair. Don't contain medicine. The medicine's in your own body. By and large, they're pretty painless. A lot of people are surprised when we're putting needles in and they don't feel anything. Not always the case, but what we're doing is allowing the body to harness its own healing power.
Okay,
And
so
also-
is it a relaxing sensation? Is it something where you feel a release when a point is hit? How's the
Right,
say the sensory of acupuncture?
So it varies, but I tell people 50% of the time patients will fall asleep on the table while they're getting acupuncture.
Okay.
So some of my best, most enjoyable clients are people that come just for stress relief. Because their life is stressed out, they get acupuncture, they feel instant relief. It's very, very good at relieving stress. It's very good for helping with people sleep. The feeling of it, sometimes you'll feel nothing. Sometimes you might feel a dull ache, and that's a therapeutic response when a needle goes in. Sometimes you'll feel a muscle twitch. And sometimes you might feel, especially in a sensitive area near like bony structures, you might feel a pinch. And I always tell people, if you feel any stinging or burning and it lasts for more than a second, let me know. We'll take that out. We'll adjust the needle.
Okay.
Because you should be completely relaxed during the treatment, enough that you could fall asleep. And like I said, 50% of the people do fall asleep during a treatment.
Okay, so we talked about stress and we talked about pain. Why else would you need acupuncture?
It helps to make your body function, work better from an energetic standpoint. So it helps to, in Chinese medicine, where we place the needles depends on what imbalances we see. And that can be a structural or that could be an inner organ imbalance. So for example, people that have liver detoxification issues, or they just, maybe they had a history of drinking and they have, high liver enzymes, we would use points on the liver meridian to help that. We also may look at headaches where they are in terms of channel. So you may have a headache on the side of the head, that's a liver gallbladder area. we would use meridian points on those meridians and balancing meridians to help treat the headache.
Okay. We were talking about blood flow, right? And you said that one of the things that acupuncture is really good with is kind of activating all of the systems.
Right.
So if somebody's coming in and they just feel like the blahs, right? Would acupuncture kind of be a good way to maybe re-energize their body and their systems?
It can be. So, first of all, when people have the blahs, sometimes the first thing we want to do is think about improving blood flow. And why do we do that, and how does it do that? When we're sticking a needle in someone, it's actually calling white blood cells to that area. It's improving lymphatic flow and blood flow to allow oxygen and healing, nutrients and healing chemicals to come heal. But it also just not blood flow, having inadequate blood flow in general can make people feel more tired.
Right.
Just like when you get up, if you're sitting in the couch all day, you're probably going to feel tired, versus if you go out for a run, you feel energized.
Right, and it gives you kind of that same type of feeling, just...
It can, yeah, but it can also make people feel, it's really about a timing thing. If they're laying for a long time with the needles, mostly they're going to be relaxed. And Americans, by and large, are overstressed. One of my teachers used to say all Americans are excess, and we need to kind of release that and relax that. So more likely after an acupuncture session, you're not going to want to go out and go to the gym or run a marathon. You're going to want to just relax.
Sure, and you really hydrate.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Because hydration, right, gets all the body systems back working.
Absolutely.
Good. One of the things was interesting. I think that we have a basic feeling with acupuncture is that it's just this crazy guy sitting in some room. They're not really have any governing body or licensing.
Right.
But you're not like that, right? I mean, you and I have spoken. You have an engineering degree.
Sure.
You've studied literally around the world. You're licensed in a bunch of different states. Tell us about all the studies that go into becoming an expert in acupuncture.
So different states have different requirements, but it is my degree is a 4-year master's degree, 3,600 hours of education, clinic time. It's a license. We have a license. It is a licensed profession, so nobody can practice acupuncture without some type of a license. Acupuncturists need a license from either their state or the national board, and you have to sit for a test, and you have to have a degree. Usually it's a 4-year degree, like I said, a 4-year master. Some states may have slightly lesser requirements, but it's very comprehensive. We learn about Western medicine and Western pharmaceuticals and Chinese medicine, herbs. We learn about acupuncture. So it's pretty comprehensive. It's not something that people just, can pick up. There are people that will practice acupuncture with a lesser certificate. So you might find, some chiropractors. I don't know if in state of New Jersey you see it that much, but you may find chiropractors that have 200 or 300 hour courses, or physical therapists trying to do acupuncture, but they're not getting the whole, understanding the richness of the medicine,
Right.
to be able to do, a complete system of medicine.
Study.
Yeah.
It's interesting, right? Because you talk about you need 10,000 hours to be an expert in anything.
Right.
So based on the fact that you do your 4-year master's degree, plus you do some type of fellowship, you're already halfway there when you follow a program like something that you're doing. Add in the fact that you've been practicing for over 10 years, right? You probably have 25,000 hours. Would you be a acupuncture guru at this point?
No, we never say that because acupuncture is such a deep, involved medicine that I don't think any of us think we are the masters in the way we think of, the Chinese masters up in a mountain cave that can, there are people that are so well practiced in pulse diagnosis that they can lay their hands on your pulse and feel cysts in different parts of your bodies.
Right.
That's beyond what I would say most American or even Chinese and China's acupuncturists can do. It's a very rare thing.
Great.
But still can help a lot of people.
Good. So we spoke about in the first segment functional health. We learned a lot about acupuncture. We're going to put the two of them together because it's a really interesting story about how functional health and Acupuncture Institute kind of treat the whole person from both the Eastern and Western ways of doing things. When we come back after this commercial break, Glenn Gruby of the Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute and me, Jim Cuccinata from Radio Vision, are going to talk about why you should care about how these things work together.
If you haven't been to Speed Raceway, what are you waiting for? You want to live fast? You want to make every second count? Then grab the family. Round up the guys. Speed Raceway is 100,000 square feet of excitement, whether you're a kid or a kid at heart. Speed Raceway is the place for endless fun all summer long. Log on to speedraceway.com or just get here now.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more. Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Saving your business money is as easy as 1, 2, 3. Tanker Consulting Services, a payment solutions expert, will show you how with a free, detailed, written analysis illustrating your cost savings. We usually uncover savings between 10 and 25%, and sometimes more. We can help your business succeed by providing reliable and secure merchant payment solutions such as merchant services programs, point-of-sale systems, and ATM machines. TCS, one of the leaders in regional credit card processing consulting, offers electronic.
Welcome back. I'm Jim Cuccinata, and I'm here with Glenn Gruby of the Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute in Cherry Hill. We were talking about functional health and how Glenn enables you to tell your story and enables you to figure out what's wrong with you instead of just being told you have something wrong with you. In the last segment, we spoke about acupuncture and how acupuncture kind of spurs all the body's natural healing powers. So in this segment, we want to talk to Glenn and basically say, so why do we care? We have functional health, we have acupuncture. How do you put them together? How do you turn somebody into a whole person?
So what we're looking to do, like I said originally, is we're looking to find out the root causes of why someone isn't feeling well. In Chinese medicine, we say that Chinese medicine was the original functional medicine. And in the medical world, functional medicine is becoming a more important player. People want to feel better for real, not just have a Band-Aid, not just take a medicine that's going to cover up a number or change a symptom. And why I combine the two is this. My background in science is something that really led me to enjoy the whole understanding of, from a biomedical standpoint, why is someone feeling sick. Chinese medicine does that as well, but it's a little harder for people to understand. For example, if I say to somebody in a Chinese term, and you have night sweats because you have kidney yin deficiency, was the Chinese term, maybe doesn't really mean a whole lot. So what I do is I use the functional medicine concepts to help them understand their own health, so that they can take proactive steps to get better. And it's kind of biomedical, so adjusting their nutrition, finding out if they have nutritional needs or dietary issues, but then from combining with that the energetics of the acupuncture and the Chinese medicine. So we treat people from a nutritional biomedical standpoint and from an energetic standpoint, and really find that makes a complete package and really increases the healing power above one versus the other.
Okay.
So, just for example, if someone has a deep-seated food allergy, it's going to be hard for acupuncture alone to treat that. If it's a minor thing, it can. And some people that have migraine headaches, we can get them to get rid of their headaches just by doing acupuncture. But if it's really deep-seated in their body, they need to go deeper and beyond that. And that's where I'll combine functional medicine, finding out maybe you're getting headaches not just because there's an energetic imbalance, but also because gluten is killing your body.
Right.
And that needs to be identified.
Sure, and that's the unique part of the Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute, right? Is you get to the root cause and you're looking at the full person, but you also have the tools to fix them. So one of the things that we
they fix themselves, but yeah.
Right. One of the things we spoke about was liver detox, and you were saying that there are a lot of herbs that kind of help push this along, as well as dietary changes and acupuncture. So if a person wanted to go through a liver detox, and they called the office, Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute in Cherry Hill, and they said to the receptionist, I want to go through a liver detox. What's the process? Is it a 1 week thing? Is it a 2 month thing? How do you typically want to...
Well, first I would want to assess why they want to do that and what else is going on in their health. Because the liver detox, what we're trying to do is give the liver tools to help to break down our toxins. We have a very toxic world. We have lots of chemicals, pesticides, metals in the air that our bodies, they know now that, for example, the average person is walking around with 400 to 700 chemicals in their body that are not natural. So the liver is responsible for breaking those things down and helping them get out of the body, and it needs help. It can get overburdened. It can get backlogged for that. However, we also want to know how bad has that made their system. So a typical liver detox would be 2 to 3 weeks. I usually do a 3-week program where we're feeding the liver nutrients to help it do its job, also taking out the burden, so we're making sure they're not taking in toxins during that time. But I would also want to have them come in for a consult and identify how sick they are, if I could use those words. Because if someone has really deep-seated intestinal problems, might not be the best place to start with that. Might want to work on healing their gut and their food absorption first.
Okay. And who's your ideal patient? We joked right off the set that fat and 40 is perfect for you, right? If you woke up one day and you realized you were fat and you were 40, you should call Glenn. But there's a myriad of people, obviously, that you could help.
Right. Honestly, an ideal patient, for one, is somebody that wants to know what's wrong with them and wants to make positive changes. Right. So if someone comes to me and says, I'm fat, I'm 40, just fix me. Give me the magic needle, give me the magic herb, that's really not an ideal patient because it's not magic.
Right.
You know, it needs there. But if someone says, I want to know why I'm not feeling well and what I can do about that, that's a good.
Right.
You know,
So you'd be
idea.
fat and 40 and committed to change.
Yeah.
Right, because you're healing yourself, as you mentioned
Right.
in the past. And,
Right.
and if you have a person who is interested in working hard and being healthy, right, you work hard to earn money, you work hard to raise your family, you should work hard to keep yourself healthy
Right.
as well.
People need to understand that their health is their commodity that they need to invest in.
Right.
And starts by investing in healthy food.
Sure.
Organic foods. So I tend to see a lot of thyroid patients in my office that are not feeling well despite that their thyroid is supposedly regulated by the medicines.
Mm-hmm.
Tend to get a lot of migraine headaches patients, and I find that more and more, regardless of what people are coming in for, they all have gut problems.
Okay.
They all have, IBS or diarrhea, things like that. And those are things that we can make a lot of progress in, a lot of improvement in, but they have to be willing to.
Okay. Are there a lot of supplements that you could recommend for people that would take, call the office and say, I need a probiotic or I need to come in for a consult, and you find they have a gut issue, and how would you kind of...
Well, it's a long intake process. We don't usually say you can supplement your way to health, but there are things that we, can identify. We identify, for example, they say between 40 and 80% of Americans are deficient in most nutrients. Usually tell people that everybody should take a vitamin D, everybody should take fish oil. Probiotics are helpful, at least for a while, or probiotic foods.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes people want just simple advice like that, and we would, point them in those directions. But it's very individualized. It's personalized medicine.
Right.
So I can't really say, if you have IBS, this is what you need. If you have headaches, that's what you need. It's very individualized, and every person's going to be different.
So if I'm watching the show today and I get one takeaway, the key takeaway is Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute provides personalized care. Every person is different. Every person is their own unique person, and you treat them as such.
Sure, and more for the viewer, the takeaway I would want to give is that, change in your mind the trajectory of your health goals. What do you expect for your health? Don't think you're 40 and I'm supposed to be fat and I'm supposed to be sick and I'm supposed to, feel tired all the time and forget everything. That I want people to put out of their minds. I want people to realize that they can choose a better path for themselves, a healthier path, into their 70s, 80s, even 90s. But they need to know how to do that. They need to understand how their food affects their health, how their lifestyle and their stress affects their health, how sleep affects their health. That's really what I want people to understand, is that it's not, don't just accept a lower level of health for yourself, because it's not necessary.
Great. So they have a tradition here on Radio Vision where you will look into camera 3 and you will give a final statement, who you are, how they can reach you, and as you know from me, and why we all should care. So fire away.
So my name is Glenn Gruby, licensed acupuncturist, owner of Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute. My website is www.fhainstitute.com. I'm in Cherry Hill, New Jersey on Kings Highway, and really I want people to understand that you should be in charge of your health. Always ask why. Okay, if you feel something, if you feel an illness or a doctor says you have this disease, why do you have that? I want you to understand why you're not feeling well, what you can do about it, and that's what we can help with to really help you live your best life and feel as good as you can.
Awesome. That was fantastic. I'm Jim Cuccinata. I am with Radio Vision. This is Glenn Gruby, Functional Health and Acupuncture Institute. We just spent a fascinating 30 minutes talking about how you can help yourself feel better by calling Glenn. We will be back after these messages with the rest of Morning Coffee.